Right guys, so well done on the challenge. Some very good results here. Just what should be expected, to be quite honest. You have to understand that for you people who know this is the third this year in 5 weeks, you're never going to lose the same weight on the third one or even the second one. It's just it just doesn't happen that way, guys. You have to understand how your body burns fat. Even in a calorie deficit, if we stay for too low for too long, your metabolism just shuts down. So what we need to think about now is, what do we do now over the next 3 weeks before the next challenge? So what can we do to maximize our metabolism, so when we go into the next fasting challenge at the end of next month or the start of next month, how do we maximize that fat burning again? Because there's no way in the world that you can keep this going. It just doesn't happen. For example, like I was slagging Martina there, I only lost 2 or 3 pounds this one, but it was 15 pounds in total over 5 weeks. Like that's nearly a stone in 5 weeks. Your body will not release any more body fat than that, guys. It just won't. It'll start to metabolize muscle tissue, and that's just not good. It's just not good. It just doesn't happen that way. You have to remember, your body's got a built-in survival mechanism, and it just will not let you burn fat at that rate. Your brain will just go, look, if I stay on this track, I will just diet myself to death and I will die. And your body will not let that happen. Remember, I've explained this before in one of the other videos. In your fat cells, there's a hormone called leptin. It's stored within the fat cell. Whenever we burn fat for fuel, which is what we did extremely intensely, by the way, as if you didn't notice, which I'm sure you did, that releases a lot of leptin into the blood. Especially because it was very, very intense over 5 days. Especially the last 2 days when we were doing those 22-day fasts, your body was releasing so much fat for fuel. This is why your energy started going up. Remember, we talked about fat has 9 calories per gram, carbohydrates and protein have 4. So if you're releasing something that's got over double the energy, you're going to feel like you've got more energy. This is why you feel like you've got more energy, because the body's utilizing fat now. You've turned yourself into a fat burning machine. But with that comes leptin getting released into the blood. The hypothalamus in the brain, which is like the wee computer center, picks up shit. There's a lot of leptin floating about here. That means I'm burning too much fat. That means if I stay on this trajectory, I'm going to burn too much fat. I'm going to die. So the body will shut the metabolism down and start cannibalizing muscle tissue, because it's going to elevate cortisol, which is your stress hormone, because you're under stress. So you have to realize this. So what do we do now to maximize our metabolism over the next 3 weeks? Well, first and foremost, you should be doing resistance training. If we can build as much muscle tissue as possible, and listen guys, when I say that, I'm not talking about being bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger building muscle. I mean trying to keep your muscles as toned as possible by good intense resistance training. And again, when I say intense, I know all these words that I use are just more words to fucking put you off doing it. You need to be lifting weights. You need to be using your muscles. That's what they're made for. That's why they're there. We have to move these muscles. It keeps the muscle strong. It increases bone density. It boosts your immune system. It does everything good for you. There are absolutely no downsides to lifting weights. Unless your technique's wrong, you're doing something wrong, you're lifting too heavy in the wrong way. There are no downsides, right? There's only positives. We speed up that metabolism by building all the muscle tissue. We increase bone density. So when we go on our next fasting challenge, we haven't put on any weight, but we've turned our body into a fat burning machine. So we can still get that 6 and 8 pound in the following month. And now again, we do our maintenance phase, our muscle building phase. And again, we get 6 to 8 pound the next month. If you don't do that properly over the next 3 weeks, or you stay in a calorie deficit, your metabolism will slow down. So when we go into the next challenge, you'll be lucky. Even if we do it exactly the same as you did last time and you follow to the letter, you'll only burn about 2 pounds. Right? Because your metabolism just will not release that amount of fat. You have to understand this, people. Right? This is the physiology, the biology of weight loss. It's not just about the diet. And I said this in the video the other day. There's no such thing as a bad diet. There is no such thing as a bad diet. If it's a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. It's what you do with that is the issue. Can you stick to it because it's too restrictive? Is it food that you're not used to? Are you an emotional eater? Are you a binge eater? Is there habitual stuff going on? Is there social events going on that stop you from sticking to something the way it's supposed to, or adhering to it? But there's no such thing as a bad diet for weight loss. All right, there is dieting too long and preventing the body from losing fat as a weight loss point, preventing the body releasing the fat. Remember, we talked about this again as well too. about how the body actually releases the stored fat, breaks it down, and from the triglycerides into the fatty molecule, breaks it down into the triglycerides and the glycerol molecules. The glycerol molecules activate gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis changes then the fat cells and the glucose back into the bloodstream, and we utilize that for energy as well as the Krebs cycle, using the fat for energy. It is a very complicated process. It's going on, physiological process, but you have to try and get your head around it. You're never just going to keep burning fat. It doesn't work that way. So how do we maximize this? So again, our options are: one, you stick to a calorie target. Again, the calorie target is going to be unique to you as an individual, but it's going to be roughly about between 15 and 1600 calories. That's still enough to probably burn maybe a pound a week, but not in a sort of deep caloric deficit where your body's then going to shut down. Does that make sense? What I would rather you did was, remember, we've got two ways to burn fat. We've got two ways to burn stored energy, stored fat. One, we create a deficit by eating less, or we eat maintenance and we create a deficit by expending more energy. That's where the exercise comes in, but we're also going to increase the metabolism. So we'll be burning calories because we're building muscle and we're using that energy to build that muscle tissue. So we're burning fat in the process, but we're still staying within a calorie maintenance from a food diet point of view. Does that make sense? So we're sticking about the 1600. We're going for walks regularly. We're doing our WITs 2 to 3 times a week. And when I say doing WITs, I mean 2 to 3 30-minute sessions. That's all. 2 to 3 30-minute sessions. 1 to an hour and a half, 1 hour to 1.5 hours per week. That's it. I'm not asking you to go to the gym every night of the week. I'm asking you to do 2 to 3 30-minute sessions. That's all we need. That will expend enough energy for you to still burn a pound of fat a week without bringing that metabolism and they slow down. So that's option one. You eat what you want. You try and still make sure you hit your calorie target, or sorry, your protein target. We still have to be hitting about 100 grams a day. And then calories, as long as you're hitting those calories, you're fine. Use the food that you normally eat. Use the food that you like. Add in a glass of wine. Add in some chocolate if you want. But we don't pass those calories and we stay within it. The other one is we maximize health and longevity and metabolism. And again, for you women who are maybe going to do perimenopause and menopause, that weight loss is a struggle anyway as it is. We need to maximize these things, because sticking to the diet ad lib, one, potentially is probably going to put weight on because of the slowdown of your metabolism and the way that you've got insulin resistance, and two, you're just going to feel like garbage. You're going to feel like crap. So maybe sticking to something that is absolutely specifically designed for you might be good, and that's the diet that we posted up. I'll do another couple of videos over the next week. But listen, you see, even sticking to the structured diet, it doesn't mean you stick to it 7 days a week, 110%. What I would prefer is if you did 80%, 100% of the time. So if you look at the diet that I constructed with the shake can be the breakfast, the lunch, or the dinner. You can swap them around. So there's 3 main meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner. The shake can be one of them, or it can be an extra, but the shake is a really powerful tool. You know that from doing the fasting challenge. You're getting all your protein, you're getting everything in it. If there's stuff you don't like, don't add it in. If there's stuff you do like, add it in. It's a ballpark sort of idea, figure of what you should be aiming for. Now, aiming for that 100, they think you're going to do that 100% is just silly. It's not designed to be 100%, but it's a structure in what you should be eating and roughly about times of when you should be eating it. Does that make sense? Because the one thing that will happen with any nutrition plan, any diet plan, if you go into this thinking, I'm supposed to be doing this 100%, which you won't, because you can't, because nobody fucking does. The second you falter from that 100%, is that negative sort of emotion of, I failed. I'm not good enough. This is no good. Fuck it, where's the wine? Where's the chocolate? Where's the biscuits? This is just shit. I can't do this. Rather than thinking, well, if I can give this 80%, one of the girls just called around tonight, we're going to have a glass of wine, fine, happy days, but when I wake up tomorrow, I'm back on track. Because I've stuck to me 80%, I'm not too bad. My husband wants to go out for a takeaway or a meal on a Saturday night, okay, but I wasn't counting for it, but let's go and enjoy it, as long as we stick back at it the rest of the time. And what we would normally try and do is, if there's an occasion like that, can I fast the whole day? Again, it's just the odd day, so I can account for those extra calories coming at night. Or if it was spontaneous, something just happened, I didn't realise it, can I fast the next day? Can I pull those calories back by doing the next day of a fast? just to balance things out. But we don't want to get into that chronic dieting all the time. One, you can't adhere to it. You're not going to stick to it. You don't have the motivation. And two, your metabolism just slows down. So it's nonsensical. It makes there's no fucking point. There's no point, right? So all you who are feeling a wee bit excited, go, I want this to keep going. Don't have that mentality. I don't want you to think like that. Because that's just leading you to absolute failure. You're never going to succeed with that mentality. Here's my fat burning phase. Here's my maintenance, muscle building, metabolic phase, whatever you want to call it. Here's my fat burning phase. If you can think like that, I guarantee you, you will be successful in not just losing weight, but losing weight and keeping it off, which is what the ultimate goal is. I guarantee you, if you do this for a year, you've done 12-week, 5-day fasts, right? And you'll lose whatever weight it is. I guarantee you, if you can do this by the end of the year, you will be the ideal weight that you want to do. You'll lose weight, you'll look good, and you'll feel great, which is the 3 things that I am promising you, right? If you do what I tell you to do, by the end of next year, by the end of 2025, start of 2026, you'll look good and you will feel great. Promise, but you gotta be able to stick to it. If you want any more information, guys, I am going to post up some more videos this week, and then we're going to do a bit of a radio silence over the next month. I do still post up videos, information stuff, supplement stuff. I know somebody asked, does this group keep going? Yes, the group never shuts down. We just add more people to it. And that's what's nice about it. You've got a collective group of a community of people doing the same thing. I'll always post up wee videos. I'll see something on YouTube that I think's relative. I'll fire them up as well too. If you have any questions anytime over the next month, ask me. Contact me privately, whatever. If you want to come into the gym for a few sessions, if you want me to teach you how to train in the gym, I'll do it for free. Right? If you want to come in there for some coaching, I'm available as long as there's time slots. At the minute I'm up to here, but if there's time slots, you're always welcome to come in. But this group is your group. It's free. If you want to invite more people along, do it now, because once the challenge starts, I can't add anybody in for those 5 days. Get them in now, send them a link. You can go in the group yourself, get as many people in this as possible. We're trying to start a new world order of skinny, healthy, amazing, looking good and feeling amazing people. Right? We've got this.